The Boston Celtics enter the 2025-2026 NBA season facing one of the toughest challenges in recent memory, playing without their franchise cornerstone, Jayson Tatum. The All-Star forward suffered a torn Achilles tendon during last year's playoffs, and though he has remained positive about his rehab, history suggests a return this season is highly unlikely. With recovery timelines for this type of injury stretching close to a year, the Celtics are preparing to compete without their leading scorer and most versatile player. Tatum's absence leaves a massive void, both offensively and defensively. He has been the centerpiece of Boston's identity for several years, and now the team must adapt on the fly. While the Celtics are still loaded with talent, expectations need to be tempered. Here are 5 realistic outlooks for Boston as they embark on a season without their best player. 1. Jaylen Brown will carry a larger offensive burden. Jaylen Brown has thrived as a co-star alongside Tatum, often stepping up in big moments when needed. Without Tatum, however, Brown will no longer be a secondary option. He will be the focal point of the offense. Expect the Celtics to run much of their scoring through him, giving him more isolation opportunities and increased usage. This could be the year Brown averages career-high numbers across the board, as the team will depend heavily on his ability to create offense against top defenders. Whether he can handle this responsibility consistently will largely dictate Boston's ceiling. 2. Derek White will emerge as the team's best all-around player. Derek White has been one of Boston's most underrated contributors in recent years, but with Tatum out, his role is set to expand even further. White has already shown he can provide steady scoring, averaging a career-high 16.4 points per game last season, while also excelling as a facilitator and defender. His ability to control pace, hit timely shots, and guard multiple positions makes him invaluable. In fact, there's a strong chance that White becomes Boston's most consistent performer, filling gaps on both ends of the floor while giving the team a stabilizing presence. 3. Anthony Simons will be tasked with spot-up shooting duties. Boston brought in Anthony Simons for his offensive firepower, but with Brown and White carrying much of the playmaking load, Simons' role could shift toward being primarily a spot-up shooter. The Celtics' offense relies heavily on spacing, and Simons' ability to hit threes at a high clip makes him a perfect fit in that system. If he embraces the role and improves his consistency, he could provide the scoring balance Boston desperately needs. His contributions might not always make headlines, but they could be the difference in close games. 4. The front court will be a major weakness. One of Boston's biggest off-season setbacks came in the form of roster losses. With Al Horford retiring and Kristaps Porzingis departing, the Celtics lost both size and interior defense. While the team has serviceable options in Luka Garza, Chris Boucher, and Xavier Tillman, none bring the same combination of rim protection, versatility, and experience. This deficiency will likely show against bigger Eastern Conference contenders such as the Milwaukee Bucks and Philadelphia 76ers, who can dominate inside. Unless Boston makes an in-season move to bolster its front court, expect interior defense and rebounding to remain glaring concerns. 5. A championship run is unlikely this season. The harsh reality for Celtics fans is that the team is unlikely to contend for a championship without Tatum. The loss of their superstar, combined with diminished front court depth, leaves Boston outmatched against top-tier competition. While Brown, White, and Simons can keep the team competitive, the firepower gap between the Celtics and other elite squads in the East has widened. Instead of being in the title hunt, Boston's realistic goal this season should be remaining competitive, developing younger talent, and staying in playoff contention. A deep run seems improbable, but building momentum for Tatum's eventual return could set the stage for a resurgence in 2026. Final thoughts. The Celtics are no strangers to adversity, and they still have a talented roster capable of competing night in and night out. However, the absence of Jayson Tatum fundamentally alters their trajectory for the season. With Jaylen Brown shouldering the offensive load, Derek White stepping up as an all-around leader, Anthony Simons providing shooting depth, and a questionable front court rotation, Boston will face significant hurdles. A championship may be out of reach for now, but if the Celtics use this season wisely, it can serve as a stepping stone for a stronger comeback once Tatum is fully healthy. In the meantime, expectations should remain realistic. Competing hard, developing cohesion, and preparing for the future might not sound as exciting as chasing a title, but it could be exactly what the Celtics need to stay on track for long-term success.